Hello everyone. Welcome to my capstone project presentation. My name is James Deng. The title of my capstone project is Tongue Diagnosis in Diabetes by Deep Learning. My advisor is Dr. Mao Zheng and Dr. Song Chen, who comes from Mathematics and Statistics Department of UW. And I will show you my capstone project in those sections: introduction, life cycle model, requirements, design, implementation, testing, deployment, conclusion, demo, and question sections. So let's start the first section, introduction. Nowadays, artificial intelligence has a great progress in the medical field, especially the computer vision field. That can help doctors to analyze X-ray images and CT images to diagnose lung cancer and other diseases like pneumonia caused by coronavirus. So this is a very useful is a very great use of computer vision. And deep learning is a good method to implement computer vision because there are lots of convolutional neural network CNN to recognize object in pictures or classify different picture into different classes. So the vision is important in the medical field. Traditional Chinese medicine TCM is no exception. There is a method called view in the TCM. This method helps Chinese doctors to give a diagnosis for patients by their body movement, facial expressions, and so on. For example, tongue diagnosis is a specific method of view. Uh, Chinese doctors observe the shape, color, and coating of patient's tongue to give a diagnosis for the patient's overall body stature. We can see clearly from this picture, Chinese doctor divide the tongue into different parts to represent the different organs. Um, and diabetes affects every organs in the body. So doctors can diagnose diabetes by observing a patient's tongue. So we can use deep learning to help doctor to diagnose diabetes by the tongue picture from patients. Okay. Um, okay. In this project, we choose Scrum Agile development approach as the life cycle model. We set every 2 or 3 weeks as a sprint. In each sprint, I should meet my advisors to display the product. I also need to learn many machine learning and deep learning techniques to modify the product. After each sprint, advisors will give me some suggestions and feedback, and we will discuss them in the next meeting. So the Scrum Agile is helpful to let me do that. Okay, I would like to show you the requirements section in three subsections: project requirements, functional requirements, and hardware requirements. First, the project requirements. We hope the application can locate the tongue in the picture, which uploaded by users, and then give a diabetes diagnosis in 4 levels: healthy, mild, moderate, and severe. Secondly, this is a web-based system. There are three types of users: administrator, doctor, and patient. The administrator can remove and create a patient account. Uh, they can remove and create a doctor account. We assume the administrator account is already existent, which cannot be removed or created. For the doctor, I can log into the application. I can edit my profile so that all patients can view my profile. I also can set my schedule so that the patient can select a data to schedule an appointment, and this data is the doctor available. And the doctor also can process all appointments. They can accept this appointment, or they can reject this appointment, or they can mark this appointment schedule to be done, to be complete. And they also can check all diagnosis report from patient. Those patients are the bounded patient for this doctor. And the doctor also can send a message to the patient through this application. They can also upload the research postings by different topics. They can create a new topic, or they can use a topic which is already created, and so that all the patients can browse them. For the patient, they can log into the application. They can select the doctor to be the personal doctor, so that this personal doctor can view all the diagnostic records of this patient, and they can communicate, they can schedule appointment. The patient also can edit their profile. They can upload their tongue to take a diagnosis, or they can take a tongue photo from this application to get a diagnosis. Okay, they also can check all the diagnostic reports record. They also can remove one record. They can schedule an appointment with the personal doctor. They can view the appointment statue. They can send a message with the doctor, or they can browse all the medical research posting from all doctors. Okay. The last section in the requirements section is hardware requirement. We need to train several CNN models to find the best performance CNN model with the best parameter value combination and save the trained weight. This is a time-consuming process. For example, if I train the model on my laptop, that will cost about 12 hours, and I cannot do other things on my laptop because it will take up a lot of resources from my laptop. So we choose to use the Volta server, which provided by UWL Computer Science Department. The Volta server has 4 Tesla V100 GPUs and 16 GB memory for each GPU. It provides a powerful computing ability and a fast speed. For the same training process, Volta server only takes 5 hours. But in the testing and the deployment stage, there is no need for a large memory. So the configuration of my personal laptop is good enough. This is my personal laptop configuration. In the design section, I would like to display 5 parts. Architecture design, deep learning model design, and user interface design, and database design, and security design. Okay. The first part is the architecture design. This is the client-server architecture. The front end is structured by Angular 8, back end structured by Node.js. The database structured by MongoDB, and the deep learning models structured by Keras. The workflow is that the client will send a diagnosis request to server through HTTP. After the server receives the request, the backend will execute a Python script to call the trained deep learning models to give the diagnosis result. The server will store the result and send it back to the client. Okay. The deep learning models design. There are totally 2 deep learning models. The first model is to locate the tongue on the picture. The second model is to diagnose the diabetes level. We trained the first model by ULO v3 algorithm. ULO is an object detection and location algorithm based on the deep learning network. The biggest characteristic of ULO is the fast speed. In traditional CNN models, all the models always use a filter like a 3x3 or 5x5. The unit is pixel to scan the picture pixel by pixel. So that will generate a lot of parameters the network need to learn or need to train. So it is really slow. But ULO divides the picture by a grid by grid, we say 19 by 19. Euler will scan the cell by cell of this grid, so it is faster than other CNN models. So how it works? First, the Euler will find the center point of all possible target objects in each cell by using an anchor box and an intersection over union. And then use non-max suppression to exclude those duplicate or non-target boxes. Finally, Euler will locate the target. Okay. In the second models, we use VGG16 to do the classification. We also use transfer learning in the second model. I will explain it later. We trained 8 different CNN models, like VGG16, VGG19, Inception V3, Inception ResNet V2, NASNet, DenseNet Exception, and ResNet 50. We also tried different parameters value combinations, like learning rate, patch size, number of training, and the dropout rate, decade of learning rate, and L2 regularization. As we mentioned in the previous slide, we use the transfer learning. Transfer learning is a machine learning method which transfers the knowledge from one field to another field. For example, there are two tasks A and two tasks B. There are two tasks A and B. They have a same input like images. There are a lot of data for training task A than training task B. So the data set of task B is too small to train the whole mode to get a good performance. So we can transfer the lower level features or some previous levels features from A to B, because in the low level features, they always train to recognize the same things like a spot or point or a line or an angle. So that will be helpful for training task B. So we only to replace the output layer of the original model to be my output model, or we can say this is my transfer model. We can see clear from this picture or that workflow. So in my project, I also replace the VGG16 and all the CNN models to the output layer of all the CNN models, all 8 CNN models, to be my transfer learning models. Because we have a very small data set, we only have totally 703 ton photos, which include 514 healthy ton photo, 117 mute ton photo, and 32 moderate ton photos, and 40 severe ton photos. In general, there should be 1,000 pictures in each class. So my data set is really small, so we would like to use transfer learning to improve the performance. Okay. This table displays the best model with the best parameters value combination. The best model we found is VGG16. And the value of transfer model is 32.2, dropout 0.2, 16.24. The number means there are 32 neural cells in each layers. For example, there are 32 in the first layer, 32 neural cells in the first layer, and there are 4 neural cells in the output layers. So this transfer learning model is this part. So this part we replaced. Okay, and the dropout means I use the dropout between the 32 and the 16. And the final testing accuracy is only 41.99%. It's still low, although we use transfer learning, because the data is too small. If we can get more data in the future, we can improve the performance for sure. Okay, in the user interface design, I will display how patients take diagnosis and how to check diagnosis records. The left picture in the diagnose is the diagnostic page. Um, Patients can upload the tongue photo or they can take a photo from the application. The red picture is a diagnostic history page. Patients can check the detail for clicking the detail button of the one selected record, and or they can remove it. This picture display how the patients to take a photo from the application. They can click the snap button here to take a photo, and then click upload button to upload this picture. The cancel button is to use to clean this area. It's a photo display area. This is the ER diagram of this application. There are 6 entities: the chat entity, the patient, doctor, diagnosis, appointment, and research entity. The patient entity include the detailed information of all patients. The doctor entity includes all the detailed information of doctors. The chat entity includes the chat history between the sender and the receiver. The diagnosis entity includes the diagnosis record of all patients. The appointment entity includes the appointment histories. The research entity includes the medical posting uploaded from all doctors. Okay, and because there are some medical data used in this application, so the security design is also important. First, the system store password in ciphertext in diabetes. Secondly, we use root guard, which provided by Angular 8 to avoid bypassing login authentication to access the operation page of other users. We also avoid a CSS attack through the limiting format and the size of files they can upload. And in every editable area, the application does not accept Angular brackets. Okay. In the implementation section, I would like to show you the Python script of two deep learning model. This is the Python script for object detection model. It receives a photo from the patients and will return a number. Means if there is a tongue found. If it returns 0, that means there is no tongue found in the photo. If that return 1, that means there is one tongue in the picture, in the photo. And this is the Python script for classification model. This script will be coded if the first model found a tongue in the picture. This script will return a list containing 4 numbers. These 4 numbers represents the percentage of each of the 4 classifications the model predicted. And the backend will find the biggest value from the list and corresponding levels, and then send them back to the client. Okay, these 2 pictures are a testing example of object detection model. If the first model found a tongue in the picture, it will box it by the red line, and then crop the tongue and store this cropped picture into the server, and then the classification model will diagnose the cropped tongue picture. And this plot displays the best performance classification model VGG16 and the best parameter value combinations here. Although the blue line here, the blue line means the training accuracy, and the yellow line means the cross validation accuracy. Although these 2 lines reach about 90%, but the testing accuracy is only about 50, or we see the 48%. So we can see it is a very serious overfitting. The reason is that the data set is too small. So if we can have more data, we can improve the accuracy for sure. Okay, the functional testing I would like to show you in the demo section. Okay, this is a web system. So this is a web system. So I deployed it on a server. So we choose a DigitalOcean server because it has a $50 free limit for educational account. Different configuration of the server has a different price. For each month, this configuration I choose it only costs $10. So I can use this server about 5 months. So the configuration here is the operating system is Ubuntu 16.04. The RAM is 2 GB. The disk memory is 25 GB, and you can access the application through this URL. Okay, one thing I would like to mention is that it is unable to access the user's devices, the camera, from this application because almost every browser does not allow the devices invoke a request from not secured HTTP website because my website is HTTP not instead of HTTPS. So in the demo section, I will display some scenarios online and display some scenarios on my local host. Okay. This is a conclusion section. This application can help users to take a diagnosis, communicate with doctors through the application, and schedule an appointment. So this application provides a good platform to help doctors to diagnose diabetes by tongue photos and make doctors communicate better with patients. In the future, we can improve the accuracy if we can get more data, more tongue photos, and more corresponding diabetes records. We also can change the HTTP to be HTTPS that will be more convenient for use. Okay, I will display some scenarios in the demo section. First, I will take a quick diagnosis. The quick diagnosis means the patient can take a diagnosis without a registration. And I will also register a new account to take a diagnosis. And for when I take a diagnosis, I will use a photo which have a tongue and use a photo doesn't have a tongue. Okay. We also will schedule an appointment with the doctor through the new account, and then the doctor will process this appointment. And we also I would like also to display how to chat with doctor. Okay, and I will also attempt to bypassing login to access other users' operation page by editing the URL in browser. I will select a doctor and view the patient diagnosis records. And in the last scenario is I will log in as the administrator to display how to manage the other users' accounts. Okay, let's start the first scenario demo. Okay. You can access my application through this URL. Okay. This is a home page of my application, and I use Einstein photo because the topic of my capstone is tongue diagnosis. So as we know, the Einstein and his tongue is really famous. So this is the home page. There are two buttons here. The Get Start button is to register to be a BTD system. So in the website, this application named the Best Tongue Diagnosis. So that means BTD system, and this Quick Start button means we can do the quick diagnosis without a registration. So we will start here. When we click this button, we will be entered to the town photo file uploaded page. So the user can upload the town from their computer, or they can take a photo. But we cannot invoke this camera, so I will not demo this. So I will select a town photo. This photo has a town, so we can to upload this photo. After we click the upload button, these two buttons will be disabled. That means our system is processing your request. That will be cost about 20 seconds or 30 seconds. After, if the diagnosis is done, there will be a model appear. So we should, oh yeah, here, this is the detail of your diagnosis. You can see this is my original photo. This is the cropped town photo here. And the result is healthy, and the confidence percentage is 96.78%. So if you close this model, you will not be able to find the request because you are not a member of BTD system. Okay, and so now I would like to use another photo which have no tongue here. So let's see what will happen. So what we want is this system will tell the user we cannot detect a tongue in your picture, so you better to change another photo. Okay, so should wait second. That I think that will be quicker than previous one because that will only execute one model. Yeah, so that will tell you cannot detect tongue. Please use another photo. Okay, so this is a quick start. So next, we would like to register a new account to take a diagnosis. So before we start, I would like to show you how we can find all the doctors or staff in the BTD system, and we can also to find all the researchers medical posting from those from all doctors. You can see the abstract, or you can download it. Or you can select the category to find. So there are only one category, so you can only select the diabetes topic. So next, I would like to use my local host to display because I would like to show you how people to take a photo from this application. Okay, this is the local host of my of this application. So that's the same with the application on the server. So now we would like to log in. Before we log in, we need to register. So we should register a new account. So we can see test new account like uwlax.edu, and you must enter the correct email address format. If you don't, there will be a error tips here. And my name is Jianmu. Password, and the password again, and the date of birth. Oh, that's my date of birth, and the gender is male. And you can describe your body stature or your medical history. If you don't want, you just make it empty is okay. So I should agree this policy. So that I register. I will register success. Now I will be logging it. New test. Oh, sorry, it's test new. I think. Password, and you should select you are the patient, so you should select this. Okay, welcome, dear Jemu. And because that's a new account, so we don't have any diagnosis result or the appointment. So that's the empty record. Here you can you can edit your profile. Just click save, or you can take a diagnosis. Before you take a diagnosis, you must select the doctor as your personal doctors, and so you can see the doctor's profile here. And there are many doctors, so we will select this one, Dr. Zhong. So we select it. Yes. Now we will be entered to the diagnose. We will be entered to the diagnose page. You can browse it. You can browse one. You can upload the tongue from your laptop. Okay, then I think that will be quicker than server, because my computer configuration is better than server, I think. Okay, so you can check the history here. We will check it later because I would like to take a photo now. So click. Okay. Okay. You can see you can see your camera area here, and after you click the snap button, your photo will display here. So there will be a tips: keep your tongue fills the tongue shape box, then click snap. So this is the tongue shape box. So you can use your tongue here. Okay, here. And now we can click the upload button. Yes. Okay, that will cost about 50 seconds, I think. Okay, there are two diagnose recordings done. Okay, we can check it here. Okay, this is the first. This is the diagnosis record. We upload the tongue by uploading the tongue picture. This is we taking a tongue photo from the application here. So yeah, that's result and confidence here. Okay, so we can remove one, or we can remove all, and you can click your username to see there will be a the diagnosis record, and you also can schedule an appointment with your personal doctor. This data is disabled by this doctor, and you cannot select the data before and in today. So you just select another day like 31st, and you would like to change the 1 hour point start at 2 p.m. So now you confirm. Okay, now your appointment almost done. But we should wait for the doctor to accept or reject it, or we should wait the doctor processing your appointment request, so we can check your request here. Okay, then this will be yellow. This will be yellow because the statue is waiting. Okay. This is the scenario, and you also can chat with your doctor. Just say hello. Oh, sorry. Hello, and how are you? Just send it here, and you cannot hit the angle brackets. So that is for security. Okay, now we log out, then we'll be entered to we will find the doctor account. Let's say Zhong BTD. Just okay, now we can log in. If you log into the patient, it cannot, because you are not. This is not a patient account, so we should log into the doctor account. Okay, this is the doctor account. The overview of the doctor account of the doctor operation page is patient bounded doctor distributions. How many patient bound you? How many bound others? How many not bound? And this is the appointment distribution. How many appointment of yours is waiting, is accepted or rejected or done. Okay. The doctor can edit their profile here. They can select the data which they would like to blocked just here and blocked that will, and you click save, that the change will be saved. And we also can browse all the patients diagnostic record. Instead of it's the new account is new what new no test. Oh, there's some here. I know what happened before because the search function is to search the username instead of the email address. So this is the gem because there are a lot of gem I didn't find it. This is a new account here. We can see the email address is a test new. Okay. So that is the message the doctor send it the patient sent to the doctor, and we can find it. I am fine, thank you. Okay. And we also can find the we also can browse the diagnostic result of all my patients. We can search GMO. I think yeah, GMO. This one is the newest, and we can see the detail of his diagnosis result. And if we found something we would like to suggest, we would like to want to talk to them, we can message him. Just that will be jump to this box, this chat box. Okay. And I will also processing this this appointment they send from the new account. We will accept it. This complete means after this appointment finished, we can mark the statue of the appointment to be done. So we can go back to click this button. Okay, we also can issue a research. This we can modify a research, or we can remove one, or we can create a new one. Before in the category, we can add a new category, or we can select the existing category. Okay, now we log out and we go to the test new. Password. Okay, welcome. And this box will be green because it already accepted. And we can see the message button and will be a message back. Okay, so that's this scenario, and we finished it. Okay, let me to display how we would like to access the other users operation. If we log into as a patient, the URL is the main overview. So if we log into a doctor, this will be a doctor overview. So I would like to change the main doctor overview. Oh, sorry, I got the main doctor view. So that will be tell you log in first. And if I log out and I would like to, doctor overview, that will also ask you to log in first. So that is the security part. And okay, I will also did that. Okay, now the last scenario is login as an administrator to manage all other users' account. So admin administrator ptd.com. Okay, now we log into as an admin here. So this is the overview page of administrator. That would be the patient gender distribution, how many male, how many female, or how many secret, and the doctor as well. So we can manage patient or we can manage doctors. Patients is here. We can delete the new account here, or we can create a new patient account here. And we also can do that for doctor. We can delete a doctor, where we can, if we recruit a new doctor into the BTD system, we also can register a new doctor from the administrator account. Okay, so that's all the that's the demo section. Okay, so question.